So today I partnered up with Huawei to showcase some of their new devices that are currently on the market. The first one being the foldable device. This is one I'm personally really excited about because I think the design of this is very different than what we're used to seeing. Here in North America, the only foldable device we have access to is the Galaxy Fold. And as cool as it is, the design still needs a lot of refinement to make it feel like a proper phone first. And if I was to let you walk into this room right now and show you this phone lying here on the table, you would have zero idea that this is a folding phone because right now it looks like a normal smartphone. The width is in line with a normal smartphone. The height is in line with a normal smartphone. It feels like a normal smartphone in the hand, and I think that's the most important part. If you're creating a foldable phone, it needs to be a great phone first, but also a great tablet. And they were also able to do this by creating a package that's only 11 millimeters thick. To give you guys some context, the iPhone 13 Pro, for example, is around 8.8 millimeters thick. Now, the way this thing works is instead of folding open, you press a little button on the back and then they have this falcon hinge that wraps the screen all the way around. And what you get once you have it opened is a 7.8 inch, 120 hertz OLED display. And it looks absolutely gorgeous. It kind of just like slides over when you open it with a really cool animation. The colors pop, it's vibrant, it looks fantastic. But the thing they did was not show a crease, or at least make it really hard to see it, right? Like if I'm staring at it directly on, I don't see it. If I'm looking at the sides, I don't see the crease. The only time I get a glimpse of that crease is if the light reflects off the middle at a very certain angle. It weighs about 255 grams, so it's a little bit lighter than the other foldables that are currently on the market. It also feels like a proper glass display. Like when I push my fingers on this, it doesn't feel like plasticky. Even though there's a screen protector on here, it still manages to feel like proper glass. Now, obviously, no design is perfect at this point because when you do have the phone closed, this glass portion of the display is exposed. So if you have it on a table like this, you know, some people might be worried about scratching it. But again, there's a screen protector on it, so I wouldn't be worried too much. The other cool thing is once you have this device completely open, there's this little bar here. This little bar is what houses your cameras. You have a 50 megapixel wide lens, you have a 13 megapixel ultra wide lens, and an 8 megapixel telephoto lens. It takes fantastic pictures, but the most important thing that I like about it is it gives you a grip. Like if you're holding this to read a book, you don't need two hands. This little edge, or whatever you want to call it, provides a good place for your hand to hold the device, and it just feels very comfortable if you're reading or watching something. Now, these are the Huawei FreeBuds Pro 2, and these are available here in Canada. You can buy them. I've been using it with both iOS and Android. It works on both operating systems. In fact, there's an app both on the Google Play Store and the Apple Store that you can download in order to connect these things. And if the app is installed, it will automatically detect the headphones and pair it to your device instantly. The case is nice and smooth. It's not too big. It fits in my pocket perfectly. USB Type-C to charge it. Also has wireless charging if you place it on a mat on this side of the device. This is obviously the hinge to open and close it. It's a very different design, right? Like it has this muted purple look. There's a few colors you can choose from, but the actual earbuds are a little bit more flashy. I think like if you're really into style and you want to dress these up, these would be a good option for you. The best way to describe the fit is the newer AirPods, not the AirPods Pro, but the newer AirPods with a tip. The tip being there in order to seal it inside of your ear canal so you get proper active noise cancellation. It fits my ears perfectly. I took this for running. I went to the gym with this. Not once did it fall out. I also like the stem. It's a little bit thicker, which I'm totally cool with, but it gives you more options. For example, you can change the volume by swiping up and down, something you can't do with AirPods, or at least the regular AirPods. You can squeeze the stem to pause and play, which is very easy to use instead of pulling out your phone, right? These little things make a difference when you're wearing headphones like this. Now, the active noise cancellation on these guys are really good. It can do up to 47 decibels according to Huawei, which is much louder than a normal conversation. Plus, there's a bunch of different app options that let you customize the active noise cancellation. Like for example, their dynamic mode, which is probably my favorite active noise cancellation function of these headphones, allows you to adapt to your environment. So if it detects that you're on your plane, it will actively noise cancel that engine noise, or if it detects that you're somewhere else and it can really try to get rid of that sound, it's gonna do it, right? Which is good. The other thing is it's IP54 resistant. So again, I worked out with these, I ran outside, I've gotten water and sweat on them, never an issue. But most importantly, it doesn't skip or have a delay when you're watching content on your phone. That's something always to look out for. A lot of Bluetooth devices, when you're watching content, there's a delay. This guy has no delay. Now, sound quality is good. Like, I use this both on Android and iOS. Huawei has their own specific codecs to improve the actual sound of the music or voices you're listening to. I didn't find it overly bassy or overly trebly. I found that it was pretty neutral and did a good job of representing what I was listening to. And that's very important. Some headphones tend to be a bit too bassy, and some sacrifice the bass for better highs. This did a good job of staying neutral. There's 11mm drivers inside of here. I love the fact that it has its own personalized app, so I can customize a few things. And I think if you're looking for a very neutral but good sounding headphones, I think Huawei nailed it with these guys. Now, the Huawei Watch GT3 Pro is a device that I've spent the most time with. I've just had it the longest. And personally, I think it looks way better than the Apple Watch. It has this like classic design that can be dressed up or down. So for example, let's say you're working out or doing anything casual, you can use the silicone band. But if you go out in the evening for dinner and you need to dress up, you can use the titanium metal strap. They both look great. The display is 1.32 inches, it's 46mm, so it's big and bright. It looks good on a chunky wrist, and it gets so bright outdoors that you can see everything you're looking at on the watch. But the best thing about this watch is the battery life. With the Apple Watch or even a Galaxy Watch, for example, you're charging that thing every 1.5 days. The GT3 Pro literally lasts me anywhere from 8 to 10 days before needing to charge. That's nuts. 8 to 10 days, guys, okay? That's what a watch should be lasting, because most analog watches out there last years before needing to change the battery. Now, I understand there's computers and chips and processing happening here, but 8 to 10 days is a good time frame to aim for. Now, all the standard workout tools are here with up to 100 different exercises to choose from. The only 3 that I personally used were Other for weight workouts, Elliptical for my cool down, and Bike for my warm up, and of course, running outdoors. Huawei's health app not only allows you to configure the watch, but also gives you access to your fitness data. Now, I was able to see exactly how many steps I took, my average heart rate, and exercise records. And because I was wearing this watch to sleep, I was able to monitor exactly how long I slept for and how long I'm in REM sleep, which is the most important state to get the best sleep possible. There's tons of different exercises and running programs you can follow. So if you want something to motivate you or follow so you can work out, this will help you do it. But obviously, me being someone who's worked out for years, I just prefer to do my own workouts. There is IP68 water resistant, so obviously you can take this to go swimming. And I never had an issue with GPS. It was accurate when I ran outdoors. You can also do all the standard stuff like control your music, receive notifications, and of course take phone calls directly from the watch. This watch with its classic design definitely makes a statement with your wrist, but there's also a fancier white ceramic edition if you want something a little bit different to choose from. Of course, the GT3 Pro not only works on Android, but it works on the iPhone too. Now, all 3 of these devices will have links below. The watch and the FreeBuds are available here in Canada, so if you're interested in checking that out, you can. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.